Hello readers, and thank you for joining me for another phonics lesson. Today we're going to look at the long I VCE or CVCE pattern in words. This is lesson number 3 in this series. The first 2 dealt with monosyllabic words, words with one syllable, and this lesson is going to focus on multisyllabic words. These are words with more than one syllable. What we're going to do today is we're going to start with a short phonics review, where I'll talk about how to read words that have more than one syllable. And then we're going to do a word family review and then try some silent blending to see if you can figure out the word before I do. All right, let's get started. Let's start with our phonics review. Let's say these sounds with me. Ghoul, bull, sp, ft, der, ger, ch, s, or, e, a, e, I. Very good. Now, to get started, I want to look at a word that has that long I VCE pattern. So I see the vowel, consonant, E pattern. We know that when we see that pattern, that we have that E, and that E, we call it a bossy E or a magic E. It's that VCE pattern. Usually when you see that, that E is silent, and that vowel becomes a long vowel, which is exactly what happens. Now, when we're breaking apart multisyllabic words, and hopefully you've already learned how to break apart multisyllabic words. If not, I have a whole series here for that. You can go back and review those. When we do that, and we immediately, if we're reading a larger word that we don't know that has more than one syllable, we look for the vowels, because the vowels kind of give us signals on where we can split. So we should know the vowel, consonant, consonant, vowel rule. We know when we have a vowel and 2 consonants, we know we're probably going to split it in between those 2 consonants, because that's the rule. And if we're doing that, then we would read it admire, because remember that E makes that a long vowel. So we have a closed syllable here and an open and a long vowel VCE syllable here. So it would be admire, and our word together would be admire. I admire how hard you work. So let's get started. I will not draw the consonants, the split, the line on the rest of our words. I will draw our attention to the vowels, because the vowels give us the signals where we can use to break apart the words, because every syllable has a vowel. So let's get started. We have a word here. First, we look for the VCE pattern, and this one has that. So we know that's going to be silent, and we identify our 2 vowels. There's no other vowels in it. So that would be a VCCCV. So it's got 3 consonants in the middle. We know the rule says if we see a blend or a digraph, we keep that together, and we have a blend right here. So that's probably going to stay together. So if I read it, I'm going to say camp, fire, and our word is campfire. That's right. Of course, that's a compound word, but it still follows the syllable rules. Let's try another one. What's the first thing we do? Find that E. That's right. And this one has that as well. And then we're going to look for all the vowels. Do you see the vowels? Exactly. We have 2 vowels here, both the letter I, V, C, C, V. So that lets us know our split goes in between the 2 C's. So let's try it and see what it sounds like. Invite. And our word is invite. That's right. You might get an invite to a party. Let's try another one. What's the first step again? Find that VCE pattern. And then after that, what are we looking for? The vowels. That's right. So I have a VCV pattern. We know usually that means the split goes behind the first vowel. So let's try that out and see what it sounds like. Po-light. Our word would be polite. It is polite to greet people with a hello and maybe shake their hand if you feel comfortable. Let's look at our next word. First step. That's right, we look for that VCE pattern, and we do have a VCE pattern. Obviously, all words don't, but for these that we're looking at today, they do. We look for those other vowels, and we see that V, C, V. If you remember last time, where did we split? After the vowel. So let's give it a try. So it looks like I have an open syllable here, and I know that's a VCE syllable, so these are both going to be long vowels. D, side. Put it together, what do I get? Decide. I'm glad you got to decide, or I guess you made a decision to get better at reading. All right, let's go over some word families that you might see in words. Read these with me. Ein, eit, I'd, Ike, Ife, I'm, Ipe, Eyes, I've, I'll, Ice, Eyes. All right, are you ready for some silent blending? Let's see if you can figure out what these words are. Remember, don't say the word until the whole thing's on the screen. Subscribe. A big thing that will help you read these is to remember that every syllable has a vowel. Excite. Dislike. Inside. Describe. Surprise. Vampire. Ignite. Wildlife. How'd you do? Was it a little bit easier? I hope so. I hope it got easier as you went on. And I know with practice, you'll get even better. Thanks for sticking with me till the end. Until next time, happy reading.